Hey, good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. How's your trading like for the month of March? It's fantastic for us. It's a profitable month. From the second week, near towards the end of the second week of March, I've realized there's a spike in the market volatility, and it took me about the next week. I've been following through the market movement and the volatility, and 1 week later, I have decided to drop my trading size by 3 times, but yet still profitable. So you have to really observe how the market move. To me, the daily chart on Euro Yen, it feels like one of the Friday, I think it's 13th of Friday, Friday the 13th, 12 a.m. Singapore time, which might be still a Thursday for some people out there. Depends on time zone. The daily time frame feels like a 5 minutes time frame. Yeah, you can have up and down of hundreds of pips within minutes. 8 minutes thereabout. So you have to really observe those and make your adjustment accordingly. Alright, so take this moment to share it. Even if you're watching the playback, it may help some secret trader out there to even trade better, to have a thought of what is my thoughts of the market analysis of the coming week. Let's get going on Euro dollar. On the daily chart, you can see that there's a spike towards the upside, there's a spike towards the downside, a break and close above the high and low. So this is what I call a sideways increased volatility. Alright, so do note that for sideways increased volatility is quite challenging to trade. Let's observe if it create a higher high or a lower low. Once it does, then you can confirm that it's increased volatility. So do note on the downside, it have break and close below 1 time and 2 times of the previous support, whereas the high side only once. Alright, so to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, let me just off the indicator first. So if you wonder how to get this indicator, you have to be a member of Trade Ideas. So in case some of you are interested, let me just share the link. Not just that you get to access to my Trade Ideas, alright, you get to access to my Trade Ideas. Okay, you will also receive a software that comes with online training on using the software, both in English and Mandarin is ready. So some of my subscribers has already received it. Okay, it's an online training series. There are a few videos teaching you how to use in sideways market movement, and of course the trending market period. Alright, so back to this. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that this over here, there's a bit like a dark head and shoulder. Oh, no sound. Great. Alright, so yeah, great. Alright, so on Euro dollar, what you can see is that there's a head and shoulder formation. So this is the kind of formation that usually the market will slide towards the downside. Based off my filter, this is not the setup I'm going to trade, but it's a good observation. Alright, so if the market is going to retrace, I'm going to wait for lower price to buy, because by having these filters, with my filters, I cannot enter to short it right now. So let me just push to my daily chart and share with you my analysis. Daily chart, nothing at this moment. 4-hour, nothing. But on the 1-hour chart, there is a setup that I was waiting for. A bearish butterfly looking to sell. I'm still looking to sell. So one of the criteria I'm waiting is for a retracement. That's why I say this head and shoulder is not the kind that I'm going to trade. So I'm going to wait for a retracement. To some of you, this might be another head and shoulder formation. This is the shoulder, this is the head. basically it can be seen as a reversal trade or a breakout trade setup. So usually it will end with this kind of formation. Alright, so let me just do a rough estimation. So these are the alerts that I set. Yeah, so this can be the price for a shorting opportunity. Okay, later we'll jump straight to Pound Australia and have a look. There's a trade set up right now. Alright, so at this price, it is a potential price you can wait for a shorting opportunity. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so over here I'm looking to sell. Okay, that's euro dollar. So if you are looking to learn how to trade and attend our next webinar, it will be on the 7th of April. Don't miss it. For the entire month of March, I am just staying at home, not going anywhere else, and just trade at the comfort of my home. And one of my smaller account actually make a 90% returns in a single month. So I'm doing some testing. Alright, so a lot of time people say, oh, I don't have a lot of money, I can't trade. You know, that is not true. 7th of April is the next session for those who are interested. Don't miss it, because even right now I'm more keen in doing trading than webinar even. Alright, so to the next pair, shall we jump straight to Pound Australia. Let me just share with you what I have over here. So Pound Aussie is one of the, within the list, this is the biggest movement pair. That's why I am, if you have been following me for quite some time, I seldom share trades on Pound Australia unless it's of a big move or a very certain move. It can bring you hundreds of pips. It can just give you 100 pips of profits, and within minutes it just go back to zero. So that's how fast the movement is, and I call this a juggernaut. Yeah. So Pound Aussie, Pound Franc, Pound Canada, just choose one of them. You can't have two of that in the same list. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so on the daily chart, you can see that this kind of wick, long wicks are telling you that the market attempt to go up but fail, attempt to go up, fail. It keep on trying. So this is a zone that you want to really avoid, because it doesn't hold at this point at least. So overall story for Pound Australia is a straight upwards movement. I can simply just draw a simple trend line upwards and just waiting for buying opportunity. It can be as simple as that. For our chart, you can see once again this kind of shadows giving you hint that you can just exit at the previous high. You can really observe closely. Alright, and the previous high over here as well. These are all the indication you can wait for when you see multiple tests. Alright, and in fact last month I created a strategy offhand just by observing this kind of wick going on. I think it happened on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, this is the trend. I draw two parallel line. Once it touches the bottom, I just buy it up, so I capture this entire movement. So don't underestimate this move. Yeah, we are talking about a lot of money. Look at this number, 371. 371 is 371 pips. 1 pip is equivalent to $10, so 371 is 3,710 US if you trade one standard contract. If you trade more than that, it's more than that. Alright, so it's quite a big move, and for traders who are confident, you can even trade the opposite direction. Alright, so let me just share with you my analysis on Pound Australia and why do I get a trigger just now. This is a crab pattern. Usually when we see a XA movement, this movement is the movement that we are going to trade to look for selling opportunity. Alright, so let me just do one more shout out for my fans to join this session. So from X to A, it is a movement of the initial movement. So on the D price, we are trading the same direction. Now, to many harmonic pattern traders, this trend is already out. To me, it is still on. All right. Some of the reason includes this is the latest way of trading it, and at the same time, this is the most outdated way of trading it. So as you can see over here, there's a long wick. So a long wick did not break and close above the high, and we have one thing we known as the HOP, which I've already deleted it, but within that I'm still aware that market is still active. All right. Okay, so with the information sent out, let's see. So what happened is this crab pattern still stand, but at the same time I am very aware that there might be continuous of upwards movement, so I am very wary about this as well. The next thing I'm waiting for is a arrow that show up. So these indicators are only for our subscriber, is private, you can't find out there. All right, so I can on this HSI, so it is still quite a distance before the arrow can even show up, all right, for a selling opportunity. So I'm watching very closely. On the 4-hour chart, these are all the previous high. Of course, this is the structure resistance. Okay, structure resistance. I'm waiting for a shorting opportunity to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, you can see right now the market retest the previous high. I am now watching very closely to see if there's any shorting opportunity. So on the 1-hour chart, this arrow has already showed up. Wonderful, fantastic. All right, so this is the area that I'm observing if there is a shorting opportunity. So what kind of signal I'm looking for? I need an arrow that looks something like this, indecision candle, and a confirmation of reversal before I can enter this trade. Okay, so we are talking about a couple of hundred of pips potential. A great reward is to risk, an insane reward is to risk. Okay, it can go up to 469 pips for this pound Aussie. That's why it is under one of my watch lists. I'm waiting for a setup to happen. So always helpful to have a writing material, or if you are still very okay with technology, you can even write it on your note, your keep, Google Keep and stuff like that. All right, so personally I still prefer a whiteboard on top of it to show me the most updated trade I'm looking at. All right, that's pound Australia. So with that gone, now with 10 more pairs to go. Pound dollar is a very interesting pair. It is a very it moves in a very relentless way. It just keeps going up. Even during a sideways movement, it doesn't retrace much. So traders who have not keyed in for a buying opportunity, you can wait for after a retracement happen if it happens. All right, but if you are looking for a selling opportunity, I'm looking at only at 1.2743, then I will be interested to sell. So look at the current price, 2743. You can look at the price over here. All right, so 2743 to 2367 is insane. We are talking about 400 pips away. So a good 400 pips away. It does still have some opportunity for traders to buy up. All right, so let's see. Let me just hide the arrow first. All right, on the 4-hour chart, you can see the market did a double bottom. Traders who have engaged a buy over here, good for you. Right now, the market is having a bit of resistance near a small zone of resistance area. This area over here, you have a bit of resistance that happened. So we can see if the market have a great retracement down to maybe 1.19. all right, area. Okay, so this would be the next support that I'm seeing as a potential buying towards the upside. To the 1-hour chart, on the 1-hour chart, market went a bit stagnant. Do note that Friday is a US non-farm payroll. Don't get too hype in rushing into a trade, but wait for a good setup. Let me just share with you my analysis. All right, so this is a bullish crab, and this crab pattern really brings me a lot of profits. We're talking about 700-800 pips of profit. One pip is $10, so do your math. Alright, so it's a great trade, it's a fantastic trade. This is of course my final take profit area. So as yesterday is the last day of the month, today is the first day of the month, obviously you know. But as a full-time trader, it is also an indication for us to close our trade and take profit out of it, as in withdrawal. So I've closed all my trade yesterday, not just because of the withdrawal, but also I do see that there's a potential retracement. So I do see that there's a potential that the market may slide down. So over here, I'll create a new alert. This is a 4-hour chart. So it's basically a H4 support. Alright. So you can see that this webhook link, so how does it work? It will just basically post on my behalf to my subscriber, telling them that what are the signs I'm looking at, what are you expecting to see, and they will receive this alert even before I share with them. So some of them, they are trained, so when they see a support, they will know what I am looking for. Alright, so we'll see if there's a buying opportunity. They can develop their own trade ideas before I share mine. On the 1-hour chart, this will be the immediate buy zone. Okay, personally, I'm not looking at this area. I hope the market extend a bit lower so I have a better reward is to risk. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, all good. So traders from TradingView, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. On the daily chart, dollar yen, bearish movement, a retracement to the 886 zone. Likewise, I have already exited the trade because I see that there's a potential retracement going to happen. In fact, I exited 2 days ago. Alright, to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, market did a bit of double bottom over here. Okay, so double bottom to the previous resistance area. Let's see if there's a retracement. I need a retracement to happen to engage to continue my shorting trade. It has really hit my first target. Alright, so this is on the 1-hour chart. Looks still pretty bearish. Let's see with this RSI divergence, does it able to push it up to the higher price. On the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. On the daily chart, nothing much over here. But the 4-hour, this is the 4-hour bearish bad pattern with RSI divergence. Look at the combination. Even with that, the market went silent for quite some time. So it can be quite a challenge to traders who have engaged the trade. Look at the bars. Over here, about 23 bars before it starts to slide. Alright, so we have filters. If it goes sideways for too long, once it hit a certain number, we will intervene and exit the trade. That's how it goes. So it came down, hit my first target profit, I've exited. Then I see market is not really going very well towards the downside, at least not immediately. So I've exited my second trades. I think this trade is quite a nice one. It's also huge profit for this. Let me see. It's about 370 pips there about. Yep. Not too bad, right? So right now, all the 4 hours and 1 hour are moving pretty fast. Of course, sometimes you still have some form of stalling going on. To the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, this is really a great miss. I spotted a bearish bad pattern. So while I'm seeing this strong candle coming up, retrace. So over here, I exit my second target, waiting for a shorting opportunity. So I missed by, let's see how much we missed by. About 10 over pips, 12 pips. For me, for this shorting opportunity, it's quite a pity. Market did a bit of double top, but this kind of double top is not how I traded it. With RSI divergence over here is very nice. Let's hope that there's some form of retracement coming back up to at least 10822 so I can get a shorting opportunity. Alright, so add an alert, add a secret code, syntax, H1, double top retracement. Alright, See, create this alert. Alright, if it come into this zone, this is when I'll observe. If the market have a break and close above this line over here, this alert line over here, I'll wait for a higher price to consider for a shorting opportunity. If not, if I see some stalling, I may just short it from here. Reason being, I exit at a much lower price. So having this, it gives me a additional boost of maybe about 70 pips. So I can re-enter the game and enter the trade again for my target 2, journey to the target 2. Alright, so I can have a tighter stops rather than a stop that's all the way up. Okay, so these are some of the consideration. Thanks guys for sharing. So feel free to click the share button of this stream. If you're watching from TradingView, it's on top, that URL, you can just share it. It will be helpful for the community and all the secret traders out there that have no idea who to ask. Alright, so Euro Yen, very bearish movement right now. Bearish, went up, then you have this uncertain movement, market break and close above the high. This is the candle that break and close above the high. This one didn't break above, never close above. Alright, then it's slide down. Alright, so something to take note of. Managed to short this, wonderful. I was thinking and it doesn't really fulfill my rules, so I give it a miss. Down to the 4-hour chart, a very nice and choppy move, you can see. So as you are reading the candlesticks, you start to see this long wick on both ends and stuff like that. So when you enter the trade, do have this expectation that you see yourself, your trade running a 100 pips profit, then back to 0, go to negative, went to 100 pips again, go back to 0, went to negative. You have to have this mental preparation that right now market is slightly choppy, but there is still a trend. There is a pattern that you still can trade and you still can analyze. So you just have to prepare your mind for that, so that you won't allow the fear to seep in. Once you see that, oh, 100 pips profit, then go up to 0, then negative, then go 100 pips again, what the heck is going to happen? Am I going to follow my trade rules? If you ask me, my answer is yes, you should still follow the trade rules. Just observe and be aware that such market movement is happening. Alright, on the 1-hour chart, this is what I have over here. So for the Euro Yen, we'll go a bit special. We'll go daily for our 1 hour, then go back to weekly. Or I'll just start from weekly, easier for you. On the weekly chart, this is one of the most interesting trade ever. Okay, so this is the weekly chart bullish bad pattern. So you might be asking me, does weekly chart works? I can tell you, if you plot it correctly, it is one of the best chart you should be looking at, because it represents months to even years, sometimes even decades of statistics. So when it is on a historical low and you can have a pattern that is congruent to it. Alright, so I love to find a point that this is the candle body definitely, but I'll miss out this spike over here. So I would like to find a candle, a price for my consideration if I want to engage the trade at this price. So I can just do weekly chart alert for myself and my community. This is a big one. This is definitely a big trade. So I am being very patient with this trade. At the same time, I'm also worried of missing out this trade, but I don't want to get to the wrong side of it. Does it make sense to you? Alright, so this is still the bad pattern I'm looking to buy. It is still on the check back. It have not reached the first target, I think. Alright, so let's see. Create my alert. Yep, you have not hit the first target yet, so still consider check back. I have missed this opportunity for about 3 times, but if you think about it, if you think back about it, based on my trade rules, I won't do anything crazy. I will not exit the trade early for most of the case, so it will be as good as just enter and exit 3 times that I miss, so which make no difference. Alright, so I'm still waiting for a buying opportunity. So when the market come near to 117.43, I'll be looking at a smaller time frame for a buying opportunity. For example, a type 2 sharp opportunity at 116.69. Okay, that could be one. Okay, which comes even lower than the alert price I'm looking at. To the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart there is this bat and crab pattern. So right now the bat pattern is a bit not helpful already. Okay, so we can just remove it. Likewise for this godly pattern is out, can remove it. Let's see what is this alert. Daily chart, still in line. Alright, so this is the crab pattern, which later on I'll spot the 2-0. Most probably right now is already on its 2-0, meaning to say that, meaning to say that this is the hop level for the crab pattern. We'll be waiting for a buying opportunity, like a minimum arrow show up, a buying arrow not yet show up, so I will still wait for further confirmation down to the 1-hour chart. Alright, so on the 1-hour chart you can see that this is a similar crab pattern, 11850. Let's double check. Yep, it's the same crab. So waiting for a buying opportunity, maybe a double bottom, further confirmation, RSI divergence. I need to see at least a candle that look like this, what we call a magic candle, and a bit of confirmation of 3-bar reversal before I look for a buying opportunity for this. So Euro Yen H1 chart, crab on the list. Okay, most likely we'll engage on the hop level for this. Alright, so that's that. To the next pair, Pound Yen. Another interesting trade. Alright, let's see, and let's hope I have not missed this yet. Bearish movement. Our Kelvin has spotted this. Alright, so myself has spotted it as well, but he might really have took action because I was already in a trade and it's on the last day of the month, don't want to engage new trades. Alright, so bearish movement, we see some form of resistance happen, the market slide down to the 4-hour chart. Okay, this is what we have on the 4-hour chart, quite a V bottom. Right now bearish signs start to show up. To the 1-hour chart, this is what we have. If a break and close below, that'd be great. I'll wait for a retracement before I short it. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. There was a bearish bat and crab pattern that slide all the way down and hit the final take profit, hit the weekly support before it bounced up to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this is the this is the bearish bat pattern I was waiting for quite some time. Then it just hovering, not moving anywhere, so I can't short it. And when I see that there's such a strong bullish trend line, I'm not interested as well. I need to wait for a break of trend line, which it happened. Then it went a bit sideways, not very convinced. So because of the time zone change, this candle will close at about 5 p.m. Singapore time. So let's see, it'll be 1:59 p.m. and 1:59 a.m. based on the 4-hour chart, based on my broker, of course, that I'm trading with. So waiting for a retracement back up. So I'm waiting for a price, a retracement back up for a shorting opportunity, maybe let's say here 3382. Alright, don't underestimate this. This is about 120 pips away, you know. Alright, so let's see, I'm in for this for sure if it have a retracement. Check back. Great. Alright, alert set. 1-hour chart. Nothing much over here. So sometimes you see a bit of M and W, and if you are a trained harmonic pattern traders, you can see even a smaller time frame of 15 minutes to see if there's any harmonic pattern set up for a selling opportunity to boost your entry price. That's one of the way you can do. To the next pair, New Zealand Yen. Off the daily V bottom, market slide down again. What I can wait for is a double bottom perhaps. Okay. Or retest of support. So a lot of alerts here. So trading is a lot of waiting rather than trading itself. a lot of time traders is thinking of, hey, I am a trader, so I have to engage a trade. Most of the time we just analyze and wait and analyze and wait, and sometimes even you are in front of computer, you can just miss it because the market never fulfill your trading rules. You just have to wait it out, but before it happen, it hit your take profit level, so you have to scrap that trade ideas. So sometimes traders will look at, oh, maybe I have to loosen my rules a bit. Yes, granted, you can do that. It'll give you more trading opportunity, but it increases your opportunity of having losses as well. So don't just think on one side. Don't just think on the area that you can benefit from. Don't forget on the flip side as well. 4-hour chart looks like is a potential shark pattern over here, bullish shark, so you can wait for a buying opportunity. Okay, 1-hour chart, let's see, bearish continuation. Let's see if we have a better price to enter. Okay, so daily chart, there was a crab pattern. Alright, so if you manage to enter it, congratulations, it's quite a good run. You have not, it seems like there's a retest coming up. 4-hour chart, I was thinking of AB equals CD movement towards the upside, then it'll be a perfect price for me to sell. Looks like it's not going to happen. I'll just leave the butterfly pattern there first and let's observe. I love to do forward testing and observation and stuff like that. Alright, so on the 1 hour, or rather just not on the 4 hour, there is also a potential shark pattern, correct? So when you have your chart cluttered up, sometimes you can have blind spots. Okay, so these are things that in TradingView I love it so much because I can just hide the chart without deleting my analysis, and I can do a simple plotting first and a confirmation later. Okay, so with this done, okay, which one? Alright, so let me just change this webhook. Okay, this is a H1 shark pattern already. Got it. Alright, let's see how it goes. Oh, it's H4 not H1. Let me just make that adjustment. Very, very important. Very important. It affects your stop loss. To the next pair, New Zealand dollar, and we will end with CAD yen. Alright, so New Zealand dollar on the bearish chart, bearish movement. Right now there's a retracement going up, and maybe we can wait for a much lower level to buy. To the 4-hour chart, seems like market is losing momentum. Not my trading rules to engage the trade yet. 1-hour chart, potential patterns forming up as well. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Daily chart, just a support resistance line over here to the 4-hour. Likewise, I'm waiting for a much higher price before I engage for a shorting opportunity. Looks like it's not going to happen, so I'll just stick with the retest of the high. Let's see if we still can get that. Maybe we can. Alright, this is a H4 trade. Yep, there's no ABCD already. Let's see how this goes. Okay, to the 1 hour, this is what we have. So as I'm doing this, please do not attempt and try at home and record these fantastic numbers. There are a lot of steps and rules, and yeah, so you need to learn properly before you can plot a right pattern. Trust me, it's always cheaper to get a coach to help you. In a way, you save time. No need to go and do your own research for years and years and years and still not confirm whether such research work. Alright, without that, can be quite a challenge. That's one. Second, there's no need for you to donate money to the market unnecessarily. Alright, so yeah, but the choice is yours. So if back then I can find a good coach to coach me 15 years ago, I would love to do that. So I can save many years doing the right stuff. Alright, so waiting for a price trigger over here for a counter trend trade. Looks like the buying opportunity is coming up as well. Let's see how it goes. Yep, it's either the godly or the shark. Alright, so to the next pair. Aussie dollar. Great, more and more people on TradingView. Take this time to share the link at the top. It will help many secret traders out there. Australia dollar, very bearish dive over here. Almost hit my 3 years low prediction on the monthly chart. Alright, so I do see that it's going to happen within these 3 years. Let's see how it goes. For daily chart, it seems like a weakening is happening, so can wait for a retest and see if there's a shorting opportunity. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is what we have on the 4-hour. A bit of consolidation. To the 1 hour is what we got. On the daily chart, it seems like it's going bearish, but on the 1 hour it showed another story, correct? So you see all these long wick, it have to have a break and close below 60.72 before I can really look for a firm shorting opportunity. Let me share with you my analysis over here. This was the very strong bearish movement, very strong. You can draw another trend line from here, it's fine. Why not just do it now? Alright, and observe from here, okay, to see if this trend line is being respected. Okay, I can keep it throughout all time frame, as this is very important, the accelerated trend line. Alright, so it can be used for trading opportunity for both the buying and the selling. Okay, great, got it. Okay, so to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this was the accelerated trend line. See if we can give some, yeah, accelerated. Let's put it at the center. Okay, looking for a shorting opportunity for sure. So this trend line, what you can do over here, I can even set an alert. Okay, H4 accelerated trend line. Safe. Great. The 1-hour chart. Nothing much over here. I'll wait for a retest, see how it goes. So that is about it for Aussie. Alright, so for those who are interested, I was observing for this crab pattern. Not sure if it will happen, chances not high unless a break and close above the accelerated trend line first. Okay. So guys, in TradingView, you know there's a live chat box, right? You can type in and I'm reading it. I have a dual screen. in front of me, change the orientation of it, because in the month of March there are so many trades, so I have to keep on turning my head, and so much that I feel giddy. So I change, do a bit of tidy up of my rooms, and change the orientation of the monitor so I can see you as it is. Alright, so if you have questions, feel free to really punch them in. Alright, so to the next pair, pound Australia cat. Sorry about that. Alright, so Aussie cat, straight dive towards the downside. We test the resistance and have bearish movement. To the 4-hour chart, this is what we have on the 4-hour, equal distance move, then the market slide down. Take note of that. Alright, so to the 1-hour chart, okay, nothing much, a lot of stalling and waiting right now. I think we can get some form of confirmation by today. I'll be sharing with my community. You can check out link number 3 on my signature footer. That's how you can join our community. Alright, daily chart, let's see, nothing much. 4-hour chart, there is a bearish dip Gartley. Obviously I have not engaged the trade yet. Alright, so I was waiting for the perfect moment, seems like it's never happened, so I just push it down a bit to the candle body and change the wording to a check back. Close enough for the ABCD, so I'll just leave it there first. Hopefully there's a retest, and with this formation it seems like I'll have a retest of the high with RSI divergence. Here we already have one RSI divergence. When market is going higher, the RSI is the same level. In fact, the second one is still slightly lower. So let's see if we get this chance to enter the trade. To the 1-hour chart, nothing much. Back to daily chart a bit, let us have a look. If the market is going down, how low can it go? One of the level is 85.68, not that low, and this is the next level. Okay, 8458 there about. To the next pair, 2 more pairs to end it. Dollar cat, very bullish movement. Alright, then it have this dip and still going up, so very interesting pair, bullish setup. Daily chart looks like a harmonic pattern is going to set up, then it got a bit rejected of the idea, retest of the previous high. Right now we just have to observe what's going to happen, man. To the 1-hour chart, this is what we have. We might just have a new crab pattern coming up on the 1-hour chart. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Alright, this is the buy zone. To the 4-hour chart, bad pattern, the one I'm waiting for a buying opportunity. 1.3735. 1-hour chart, you see, beautiful shark, beautiful. Just that my rules doesn't allow me to enter the trade yet. It has already hit the targets very nicely. Let's hope that we can have another great trading opportunity, maybe. Let's see if we have a type 2 coming up. Alright, so add an alert. Beautiful. No regrets though. I've shared this with my subscriber. The alert is on. If you're trained by me, you should know how to plot this chart yourself. So just hope that some of you caught it. Shark pattern. It is definitely a type 2. Let's see. So if you are in TradingView, let me know which country you're from. Are you in a lockdown state? Are you able to go out? Do you have cravings, food cravings out there and stuff like that? Yeah, this is 1-hour chart. Alright, so on the 1 hour, there's also another setup. Have you guys spotted it? So I just have to remind you once again, it's about 12 to even 19 solid rules for you to draw a harmonic pattern correctly. So I'm using the shortcuts because first, I still want to protect my material, correct? Alright, so second, because I've been trading this for quite some time, 9 years. So quite familiar with the setup, how it goes. I can estimate some of the ratios without even drawing it. So there is a potential butterfly coming up here. And I love to color code so that at one look, my traders, my followers will know what kind of setup I'm waiting for. My students will be able to plot the target profits for themselves. Alright. So with that done, so these are some of the possibility. Even if the market have this very sharp setup, meaning so that we test back up again, these butterfly patterns still stand. Alright, because we have this spike over here. Okay, to the last pair. If there's no more questions, then that will be the last analysis. Going a bit fast today because it has been a couple of days before I can have a great sleep. I just don't sleep that well these 2 days, maybe because of the weather. Alright, so running a bit low of energy, so I talk a bit faster. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to drop me any. Cat yen, it has been very, very jumpy. Alright, we observe a gap over here happen, came down. Alright, it just moved up and down in this area, and it just gap again. Can you imagine that? Alright, market close, gap again. Alright, so Canada, I would say, is the only currency pair that I'm looking, the 8 main currency, that is still correlated to something, and Canada is correlated to oil. So as you know, right now the oil lowest it went is $19. People get a bit cranky about it, so it does affect this pair. For our chart, so even with that, you still can plot the resistance and the support line. Can you? Yeah, so once you plot those out, you still can do your own analysis on the 1 hour chart. Let's see how it goes. Alright, back to daily. 1 hour chart, you can wait for a retest of the support for a buying opportunity. Back to the daily, let me share with you my analysis. Daily, nothing much. 4 hour, a double bottom. Alright, that never really complete, and it became like a support resistance on both ends. So I would rather change this analysis to this. Alright, plotting a resistance line. Okay, and a support line. It depends. You need to check out what you have in your toolbox. Sometimes market does have give you the simplest setup, and you know, you can still trade very, very well. Some of the trades right now is back to the support, resistance, and the trend lines. You know, some of it you still can have a lot of this kind of harmonic pattern coming by and stuff like that. Alright, so actually the 1 hour chart and 4 hour chart, there's some setup. Why not we let the software to do the job? Alright, so we have a bullish bet over here under the HOP. You can wait for a arrow at the bottom for a buying opportunity on the 1 hour. 4 hour chart, let's see if you have spotted anything. So this is the new way of trading. I'm not asking you to rely on it, but once you see this sideways movement, you can combine it with this arrow, and if it's within this band, it worked perfectly. Alright, amazing. Let's see 15 minutes if it capture anything. Alright, so with the TradingView version is good, you can use it on the go, but sometimes because of the coding language wise, MT4 can spot better setup. Alright, so if you're a subscriber to us, you subscribe to us and stuff like that, you will receive this fantastic software. It comes with a video to teach you how to do it. Join our community, guys. If you want to trade, you really need a community to really support you. That is one of the key thing in trading. If there's nothing much, thanks guys. If you can leave your name here, it'll be great. I know who's in. I know Benson is in. and share with me who is in. Alright, that's all I have for you today, guys. Till then, remember always plan your trade and share your plan. Looking forward to see you soon. See you guys.